We've all heard of Rome. If there's one empire everyone knows, it's probably theirs. But what if I told you there was a warrior who defied Rome, a warrior who defeated 3 entire legions? This is the story of Arminius, the warrior who defied Rome. But first, a quick message from our sponsor. It's time to get lost in the woods. Welcome to the official channel. As the last Ice Age ended, Europe entered a new era. Kingdoms and empires would rise and fall over the next 1,000 years. But before kings, there were tribes, and in the forests of Central Europe lived powerful groups of warriors known as the Germans. They were not a nation, but many people banded together by blood, honor, and loyalty. Their lands were a fortress of nature, full of thick forests, fast rivers, and deep swamps. At first, Rome didn't care much about this wild land. But after years of civil war, Emperor Augustus looked for new conquests to bring order to his troubled world. He set his sights on the riches of Germania, and in 13 BC, Rome invaded. Augustus sent 2 legions to take slaves and plunder, but the German tribes fought back. Warriors on horseback shot them with arrows. Ambushes hid in the marshes. Whole villages pretended to surrender and then attacked. And so Rome pulled back. But the emperor was not yet finished. He called Publius Quinctilius Varus to finish the job. In 9 CE, Varus took 3 legions across the Rhine River. 2 would stay close behind him. The third, under the command of a certain Lucius, would scout ahead. That's when it happened. Suddenly, Arminius appeared. He was a young man of noble birth, trained in Roman ways, yet fiercely proud of his German roots. Before the battle, he led Lucius's legion away from the others. Then he vanished into the forests. That night, the wind blew cold and hard through the trees. Rain poured onto the tents of the legion. It was too wet to march, so the Romans made campfires to keep warm and dry. Some slept beside the fires. But others went deeper into the woods to be closer to the fires. And that's exactly what Arminius was waiting for. With the legion split in half, Rome was ripe for attack. As dawn broke, Arminius led his warriors through the trees. Spears flew through the air. The Romans woke up in terror. Warriors jumped from the bushes and cut down the sleeping soldiers. Lucius struggled to raise his men, but it was hopeless. Soon he too fell in the mud. Arminius now led 2 whole legions into the woods. With heavy hearts, the Romans knew they were doomed. Some tried to run, but fell exhausted in the swamp. Others fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. Slowly, the Romans began to lose hope. Still, they refused to surrender. For 3 long days, the Romans fought, but supplies ran low. Food for the men and horses alike was scarce. Many grew weak and the power of the empire waned, and then something terrible happened. The food for the horses ran out, so those who had planned to flee on horseback had no choice but to leave their mounts behind, and with that, the fate of the 3rd Legion was sealed. All across Teutoburg Forest, the news was the same. The Romans were being beaten and slowly dying, and so Varus gathered his remaining men. Heavy with grief, he ordered them to abandon their posts, drop their weapons, and prepare for the worst. Only 1 Roman survivor made it back to share the story out of nearly 20,000 men. Just he and a few others saw the sun again. Word of the disaster quickly reached Rome. Emperor Augustus paced his palace and tore his clothes. People rushed to tell him the news. He heard them and cried, "Varus, give me back my legions." Yet despite their loss, Arminius was celebrated as a hero. The free peoples of Germania honored him as their savior, the one who finally beat back Rome and proved the empire was not invincible. Rome would never forget what happened at Teutoburg Forest. For centuries, they kept the memory of the lost alive, but they could not stop the tide of history. After this, Rome set their sights elsewhere, leaving Arminius to lead his people in peace. Yet tragedy struck soon after. Like many heroes before and after him, Arminius met a sad end. Jealousy and fear turned his own people against him, and in 21 CE, he was dead. Still, his legend lives on. He is remembered as the liberator of Germany, the hero of Teutoburg, Arminius, son of a conquered people, who taught Rome that even the mightiest empire can be stopped by one man who stands for freedom. Today, a statue stands where he was born, towering high above the land. It reminds people of all ages that even an empire can fall and that one man really can make a difference. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think of Arminius? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more tales of history's greatest warriors. Thanks for watching. See you next time.